the little voice inside your head that's actually trying to hurt your VO career, and the one trick you can do to beat it. We'll talk about it on today's Good Pipes Point of View. Hi everybody, my name's Steve Henderson with GoodPipes VO, and today I want to talk about that little voice inside your head that might be telling you you aren't good enough. There's so much competition out there. Why would anybody hire you? Oh my goodness, what are you going to do, right? This VO anxiety is real for a lot of us. I know I've experienced it before, and I think you'd be lying to yourself if you think you haven't experienced it either. I've given this anxiety a name. I call it the burden of the words. Now, you may have been told you have the greatest voice in the world, and that's awesome. But something happens when you get into a booth and there's somebody else's words written on a sheet of paper, and they're asking you to make it sound like your words, and there's so many words on the page, even though there probably really isn't. And how am I supposed to make it sound like I relate? And there's somebody listening to me, and oh my gosh, are they going to hire me again? They hate me. Oh my gosh, I'm going to screw this up. What am I even doing here? I'm not going to get that giant stack of cash sitting right out there. Listen, you're not alone if you've experienced part of this anxiety in the booth. But there is a way to beat the burden of the words. Are you ready for it? It's by giving yourself permission. Now, I know that sounds a lot easier said than done, but I've had a lot of students that have really struggled with this because the burden of the words is so real, it's so persuasive into making you feel like, I'm not really cut out for this. What am I even doing here? It's like water. If it finds a crack, it's going to flood its way in. So let's break down how to beat it. How do you give yourself permission? First off, give yourself permission to be you. Now, I know this may sound ridiculous because I'm basically asking you to give yourself permission to be something you've been your entire life. But students I've worked with really struggle with this. In fact, I've developed a course of study called The Character of You to deal with this specific scenario. Namely because people are more concerned with the other person in the relationship. They haven't given themselves the chance to evaluate what makes them really tick in their own life. Why do they react differently in different emotional situations? More specifically, what makes you, you? So take some time each day to reflect on your life, why you live it the way you do, how you interact with people, and most importantly, how you interact with yourself when nobody else is around. That's the real you. Regardless of who that person is, own it. Because it's that person who has judgments and opinions. It's that person who has beliefs. Bring that person to the mic. Now, don't get me wrong, regardless of how old you are, this is going to take practice. Secondly, give yourself permission to believe you can do this. Take this into consideration. Of all the people in the world, there is only one you. And even though people may sound like you, nobody sounds exactly like you. The subtle nuances, your preferences for phrasing, the idiosyncrasies of your dialect. So given that's the case, you have something unique to bring to the table. Don't focus on trying to sound like someone else, especially not what you hear on radio and television. Now, don't get me wrong, you should focus on current trends. But if you can focus on your inner self and how that sounds, you've eliminated all other competition. Because nobody else sounds exactly like you. So if the casting director is looking for you that day, you're going to get hired. If they're not, you won't. Building on that last thought, give yourself permission to fail. Look, you're not going to book every audition that you try for, and it may take several before you get even one. Understand that one of the ways we learn is by responding to our mistakes. It's going to take time to not only hone in on who you really are, but how to tap into it when you're faced with the burden of the words. Continue to train. Continue to work with a coach. Continue to focus on what makes you, you. Lastly, once you realize this new task in front of you, give yourself permission to achieve. Remember, no one's going to do this for you. It's your business. What is it about you that's going to make your business unique? The obvious answer is you. So what are you going to do with that information? It's my hope that you're going to take the time to get to know you better, the good and the bad. It's all important. It's the reality in you. Bring it to the mic. Permission granted. I hope this Good Pipes point of view was helpful. If you'd like to see more Good Pipes point of views, go to my YouTube page at GoodPipes VO. Also, go to my website at goodpipesvo.com. While you're there, make sure to click on the Contact Me page so we can collaborate on a project. And also, click on the Train with Steve button. I'd love to work with you. Thanks for watching. Make sure to give yourself permission this week, and we'll see you next time on the next Good Pipes Point of View.